Hey guys, it's me again, and today I'm doing a vlog reading of my book, Hipstopia. And if you recall, it does have a sequel, The Collapse. This one I took a little bit more seriously, but this one is a satire. In any dystopian society, it usually starts by someone thinking that they're doing something really good. In Hipstopia, hipsters take over Los Angeles and they require everyone to be a hipster, which basically forces everyone to be so unique that they're actually the same. And no one wants to live in a world full of hipsters. Or maybe you do, I don't know. Hipstopia takes a lighter approach with satire. It does get a little bit darker in The Collapse, and that's because it's the conclusion of how this all starts. Here is my reading from Hipstopia, Chapter 1. The sun shone brightly on Murphy's thick-rimmed glasses. The scene before us glowed. Hundreds of people came to hear him speak, to hear the words of our leader. I straightened my back, trying to maintain a straight face in this stifling heat. Sweat beaded on my brow. I had to stay still, stock still, else the illusion of being the perfect hipster, the perfect man to be at Murphy's side, would be broken. I shifted my weight. It was too hot to say that still. A smoke ring billowed from his mouth, and somebody in the audience let out an audible sigh. Even though no one was ever allowed within 50 feet of Murphy, that didn't stop the scrawny masses from obsessing over him. I glanced at Skye. The frames of my glasses obscured most of her, but I could see the confident smirk plastered on her face. She stood tall, with a rolled cigarette hanging between her deep red lipsticked lips. Every so often, smoke came out of her mouth and lazily drifted up her nostrils. She was too pretty, too confident in her life partnership with Murphy to ever worry about the whims of a few faceless girls. We stood on either side of Murphy, waiting, praying that nothing would happen today. It had been quiet this week in the city, and that always made me uneasy, like the eye of a storm. Having Murphy in front of so many people where an attack would be so easy made the hairs on my neck prickle with anticipation. Skye and I eyed the crowd, looking for anything out of the ordinary, staying vigilant. This was one of Murphy's speeches to make himself more noticeable in the city. After he took over, he made some pretty stringent rules to keep everyone on the same level. He reinforced those rules during mandatory gatherings, where he reminded everyone what it was like before. The dirt was strewn with cigarette butts, all hand-rolled leftovers too small to be smoked without burning your fingertips. In theory, we loved the environment. In practice, it was more important to be able to drop our charcoal tobacco wherever we wanted. I had never been much of a smoker, but after Murphy took over, cigarettes were everywhere. It was as if the years of cancer ads had never existed. Of course, we didn't smoke tobacco from big corporations anymore. We brought it back to the locals, the independent farms run by families throughout the cities. So at least that got rid of some of the additives. I swear most of us learned to survive on coffee and cigarettes. Never understood how it was possible, but the stimulants together never made me feel hungry, which was good, since being overweight was banned after Murphy took over. It wasn't a harsh punishment for being gluttonous, only jail time until you worked off the weight. Appropriate, but still completely unfashionable. Today is a good day, Murphy started. I look out before me and see thousands of young faces, thousands of strong people who saw corporations running rampant for years. Thousands of you chose to elect change. The microphone hummed as he spoke. He took a second to push his glasses up his nose. If anyone asked why Murphy was the ruler, I would say it was because he had the thickest glasses of us all. We witnessed what would happen in a world with corporate personhood. We saw what needed to change, and we did it. We liberated ourselves from the corruption in a nation that promised too much and offered too little. And here we are today in Hipstopia. He took another drag on his cigarette. Almost on command, 1,000 little cherries glowed as the crowd sucked in. I took a drag on my own, having forgotten that I had one between my fingers. Smoke coated my lungs. This was one of the reasons why I didn't make a very good soldier. This was why I couldn't breathe very well. But I needed it. Everyone needed it. It was the most fashionable thing you could do to make yourself stand out, and being fashionable was the only thing that mattered. A cloud of smoke rose from the crowd as everyone exhaled with a long breath. The look of pleasure on Murphy's face was palpable. I loved hearing him speak to the masses. He looked so impassioned and blasé at the same time. He made nonchalance important. He held authority while simultaneously not appearing to give a shit. That's the first 4 pages of Hipstopia. The back of it is, it's been 3 years since Murphy led the hipster uprising. For 3 years, Jay has been by his side. That's all about to change. It starts with the beautifully intense Prisoner 47 and a loaded gun. Even though I look like a hipster. Oh man, am I a hipster? I don't even know. I got the glasses. I got the hair. I got the like half shaved head under this mess. I got the hat. Uh, I might be a hipster, guys. I'm not sure.